What's up, Libra? Welcome to your September 2020 Creativity Tarot reading. My name is Kayleigh Jean, and welcome to my channel. I record these readings for artists, entrepreneurs, and anyone who's working on their personal growth, self-expression, or spirituality in any form. So if those areas of life are intriguing or important for you right now, I encourage you to go ahead and keep watching. I also always like to say, in case you're new, you can use these readings for your sun, moon, or your rising sign, and it's also possible sometimes they don't resonate because they are just general readings. I encourage you to kind of come back to the video maybe later in the month though and see, because it's very possible that it might make sense or a lot more sense at the end of the month than it did at the beginning. All right, so happy birthday to those of you Libras who have September birthdays. I hope that your upcoming birthday season is going to treat you super, super well. I want to share what came through during the meditation. So when I was connecting to you guys, I felt this kind of quieter energy. So I don't know if you have maybe just a certain amount of things on your plate this month, maybe work related, or in terms of your lifestyle, you might have sort of a plan for how things are going to go. And I feel like, and maybe we'll see with your cards if this is going to show up in your cards as well, but I almost feel like things are going to kind of go smoothly for you for the most part in the month of September, Libra. I feel like things are just going to gradually be humming along. Things should generally be working as they should. And I feel like you have this kind of space where there's a relative amount of certainty and security from which you can really dive deep into what your deeper desires are. And I think you're going to be able to make some clear choices for yourself while you're in this space of, relative calm or maybe even serenity for a few of you, which would be really nice. But in general, I feel like this month is it's about taking care of the things that need to be taken care of. It's about maintenance, taking care of your physical body, nurturing yourself, eating good food, taking care of maybe the people that you have that you're close with. And just, in those quiet moments that you do have, it's going to be about really tuning into yourself, your inner truth, and what your plans are for maybe even the next year or so of your life. I think you have some really blessed time to contemplate. And I think that, you're going to probably have, of course, like we all do, our normal responsibilities and things we have to take care of. But for you, I really feel like this is a month where you kind of get to just go into the flow of that and embrace that, and hopefully have a little bit of time for yourself as well, so that you can do this deeper reflection, maybe journaling, meditation, or contemplation to help you kind of visualize what your trajectory or what your plans are for your future. So let's take a look at your tarot cards and we'll get some more information. Libra. Libra. Clear loving guidance for Libra. Your Bob Ross message. We're also going to get you a Surrender Oracle card. This one, definitely. And your Sacred Destiny Oracle card. So while I was shuffling just now, I was seeing a cat playing with like a ball of string. So I don't know if that's like something that means something for someone out there. I have no idea what it means. But it's not something I usually see. So your path card is the horse, Libra, and your crossing card, which is kind of an influence, can be an obstacle, is the turtle. So this is interesting because it kind of matches up with the energy that I was picking up. I feel like I always say that, but I really mean it, guys. Like, it's kind of funny how the tarot and cartomancy in general tends to really connect and respond and kind of interact with the meditation and messages that you get directly from spirit. The horse is your path, is about a self-initiated journey. The horse is a passionate creature, and as a symbol, it really represents our ability to have a free spirit and to be self-driven, right? It's kind of like the chariot card in that sense. It's about mastery over the self and getting all of those different parts of ourselves in alignment so that we can set a forward motion or a trajectory ahead of us and actually go there. You know, we have the muscle, we have the drive, we have the ambition, we have the courage to make something happen and direct our own life. And that's a really challenging thing to do for most people. We really like to have, subconsciously, we really like to have somebody else telling us what we should do because it's takes some of the responsibility off of our shoulders, right? And I'm not just speaking about Libras, I'm saying everybody. It's a part of the human condition that we like to subscribe to these ideas of, what we're supposed to do in life. So we graduate from high school, then we go to college, then we get married, we have 2.5 children, and, a lot of us tend to kind of unconsciously or on some level gravitate towards that because it's a set path in life. It's a way that's been paved for us. Whereas I feel like the difference here with the horse is this is about really being an individual and setting your own course for yourself, even if it doesn't match up with, the conventional route, let's say. So your path this month is very much about, I feel your energy, Libra, being ambitious, and I feel like you really want to move forward. But the thing is, the influence card in this reading is the turtle. So I think that it's kind of a funny thing to see these cards coming up together because what it really tells me is that you are definitely very forward thinking at this time in your life, Libra, and you're seeing the potential to move forward with a lot of momentum towards whatever your goals are and whatever kind of lifestyle you want to live or create or whatever effects you want to see in your environment. I think that you're very driven in that sense, which is a great thing. But September is a little bit more of a slower month for you. And it's not to say that if you're a business owner, for example, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get as many orders for your product or as many clients as you normally get. Doesn't necessarily mean that. You could have an amazing financial month still, Libra. But I think that the things that you want to see speed on, right? The things that you're wanting to kind of race towards are taking you a little bit longer. But the message here, Libra, is that this is a gift. This, whatever you feel like is kind of slowing you down, is actually for a purpose. And I think it's to give you an opportunity to really feel into what your ideal forward movement would actually look like. Because there's a tendency with the horse to just want to go, go, go. But when we have the turtle crossing, it's like you have to slow down a little bit and sort of wade, through, the waters. I mean, turtles in the water can actually move quite quickly, but I feel like there's a sense of rhythm and there's a sense of timing here that you just need to accept, Libra. So if you are in September feeling a little impatient for something new to come into your life or to achieve something or to get that check in the mail or to, whatever, I think these cards are saying, slow down, be in this moment because this moment has gifts for you as well. And you're going to get where you want to go. The horse clearly shows that. You have the ability to get there and to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. But I think right now, just being in the moment is more important for whatever reason in September. And you'll probably see more movement, I would bet, once you get more deeply into your season, into Libra season. So let's take a look at your tarot. We've got Page of Wands with the Six of Cups in reverse, Two of Wands and the Lovers in reverse, the Sun in reverse with the Two of Cups, High Priestess, and the Seven of Wands, both in reverse. So you guys are probably familiar with how I read, many of you. I don't put a ton of traditional stock in reversals. I kind of read them based on, the directional aspecting. I read them based on many different factors. So it's not necessarily a reversal means not the meaning of the card or like the opposite of the meaning of the card. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't for me. So in the first week of September, we have this full moon in Pisces, which for you is symbolically happening in the sixth house. When you have a full moon in the sixth house, it can bring kind of completions to things that have to do with work, like an ending and a new beginning in your career life, but not like the big broader goals of your career life, but more like the things that you do every day that are sort of circumstantially related to your career, but not necessarily like the big thing that you see yourself doing in your life, because that's 10th house. So when you have a full moon in the 6th, it's kind of like it can be related to your health, it can be related to your daily chores and responsibilities, or just like the actual process of working, doing whatever you do. So there's something here with the Ace or the Page of Wands and the Six of Cups in reverse that I think that you're kind of a little bit unhappy with the way that things are going right now with your work life. And I think because the Six of Cups is in reverse, it's like I almost see like that in some ways you feel like either there's a lack of support coming to you from people in your team or in your work environment, like maybe you just don't get along with the people that you work with, or it could be that you just, if you own a business, maybe you just feel like you need some employees or you need somebody to help you. Because I feel this energy, like this Page of Wands is very creative. The Page of Wands is really a scribe, an entrepreneur, an artist, a creator, a student of life, somebody who has big ideas and big goals and is not going to use their own like lack of experience against themselves. They're just going to go out there and do it. The Page of Wands is optimistic, creative, willing to kind of put themselves out there. And with the Six of Cups in reverse, I feel like you're kind of unsatisfied with like the environment or with the lack of support or the lack of connection or something like that. And the Page of Wands is like you kind of looking at, okay, how can I solve this? How can I bring in more of the support that I need? Or how can I forge a better connection with my client base or my customer base? Or how can I maybe switch jobs and work with people that I enjoy working with more? Whatever it is, I just think that you need a little bit more support than you're getting in your career life and also kind of just like in your daily life. So what I want to say, Libra, is it's okay to ask for what you need. You may have to negotiate it with someone, like maybe if it's a relationship or a business partnership and you're having these feelings, it could be that you need to negotiate with your business partner, because chances are, in order for them to help you out more, they might need something else in return too. So it kind of becomes more of a restructuring and less of like I just want you to do more, without me participating at all, right? Like I think it's going to be kind of a negotiation for some of you. So that's something to kind of think about. I think that's what's really like on your mind in the beginning of September, is looking at how you can get more support for the things that you need support on. The second week, you've got the Lovers in reverse with the Two of Wands. So this, to me, really speaks of really trying to I want to say kind of strategically plan for either a better connection with someone in your life at present, which is like could be, you know, a romantic partner, even though my readings don't generally relate to romance and relationships. Sometimes when those themes come up, I always like to, you know, point out that that could be what's, you know, being indicated. The Two of Wands is about assessing and then setting forth a new strategy or a new plan. It's also, I look at this card as kind of like a very positive influence card for a new project or a new path that you're setting yourself on. It's kind of a card that shows like a fortuitous start that is based on you making choices that are right for you and communicating effectively on your own behalf. It's kind of a strategic and mental energy, but it's also a very passionate and enthusiastic energy. So you're right on track if you, Libra, are kind of planning and strategizing and thinking about your future and how you can get more of what you want out of life and also give more of what other people want, right? Because that's usually how we do better, is we do better ourselves when we are contributing more to others. You know, that's a free market, is when the more value that you give to other people is related to the value that you get back. So the Two of Wands here with the Lovers in reverse, to me suggests that if there is any kind of like issues in your relationship, your primary relationship with like a romantic partner, or could be also relationships with like a business partner. Sometimes the Lovers can be about contracts, or even just somebody that you are collaborating with or working with, or somebody who's just really close with you. I think the message here in the second week of September is to really be strategic about how you're going to interact with that person and really look at how you can help the connection to be as solid as possible. There could be like maybe somebody close to you could be doubting the way that you feel about them for some reason. Like maybe you've been really focused on your work lately or really focused on something else, and like this Lover's energy is in reverse could be showing somebody close to you feeling maybe like they just want more attention from you. That could be like another way of looking at this. And so again, but the same message still applies ultimately, is it's about communication, Libra. It's about asking for what you want or what you need, expressing your concerns honestly and truthfully, and looking at things from a very strategic and pragmatic perspective, right? I think that sometimes that's something that we lack when it comes to relationships, because we're not really taught. We're taught that love is this very Western romantic thing where, you know, it's always like butterflies and it's just this very gushy thing. But actually in your partnerships, whether it's, you know, whatever kind of partnership it is, it really helps to be just strategic and clear with each other and really find ways of giving the other person what they need and what they want out of a relationship, and you getting that in return. Sometimes that can feel like a negotiation, right? Sometimes that can feel not like the most romantic thing, but actually if you just do the work of having those conversations, it can really pay off, and you can actually feel like you can have your cake and eat it too, because you can really enjoy the flirtatious or positive and romantic sides of the relationship, even though you've already kind of discussed why you would want those things, or you've already like talked about that and asked for that specifically. So I think it's really a give and take, Libra, and you should be really familiar with that as a Libra. You know how to like have those positive reciprocal relationships. So I do think that that is kind of like the theme, though, is thinking about reciprocity, whether it's with your primary, you know, romantic partner or a new romantic partner in your life, or even reciprocity and fairness when it comes to your career life and how much energy you're putting out and how much energy is coming back to you in the form of benefits or, you know, your payroll or whatever. It's about really just knowing that you're in the right kind of dynamic with the people in your life. And so I think you're going to be really thinking about that in a level-headed way in the second week of September. Now, the third week of September, we have the Two of Cups with the Sun in reverse. So when I'm looking at this, I'm also thinking about the new moon in Virgo, which is symbolically for you in the 10th house, or the 12th house, I'm sorry, of your chart. The Virgo energy has a 12th house relationship to Libra energy. So symbolically, when you have a new moon, it's a new beginning. It's kind of like a new beginning that's just almost dark. It's like almost you don't even know what it is yet. It's like a very, very brand new thing. And then 12th house is your spiritual growth. It's also kind of like the subconscious realm or the unconscious realm. So there could be some new kind of seeds germinating within you around that time where you're realizing different desires or different hopes and dreams kind of coming forward, or you could be even having pretty profound dreams in the 3rd week of September. But with the sun in reverse, with the Two of Cups, I think in general, because the Two of Cups does relate to relationships, and this has already been quite a relationship heavy reading for you, Libra. There's been a lot of themes about how you connect with other people coming through in this reading, and how supported you feel by other people, and how supportive you are to them as well. The sun in reverse can indicate putting one's own personal thoughts and dreams aside temporarily for the benefit of a partnership. And again, that could be a romantic partnership or a business relationship or whatever. And I definitely don't say do this just indiscriminately, because if you overwhelmingly just put your own desires and needs aside over time, that's something that Libras can have an issue with, because you tend to just care so much about making sure that people around you are taken care of and that they get what they want, and you're very agreeable as a sign. To me, it kind of looks like though here that there is an element of putting aside your own desires or your own kind of maybe even your ego a little bit with the sun in reverse. It's put aside your ego a little bit and focus on what's best for everyone. And again, I want to say that with total love, because I feel like Libras are generally very appeasing people. So it's interesting to me that this message is coming through, but still, we all need to hear this message sometimes. I feel like this is really about looking at how you can serve others and how you can really be there for others. And I think that is a very profound path for you to walk, Libra. I feel like this is something that's actually going to be pretty rewarding for you in the long run, as long as you're doing it consciously. Because that's the difference here between giving of yourself or giving of your time, making sacrifices like this. When you do it unconsciously, out of an immediate desire to just please others, that's what creates resentment. But when you do it fully conscious, right, you're fully aware of what you're doing, I think that changes the dynamic, obviously. So there is something here about putting aside your own ego's needs or responses in the 3rd week of September, and really paying attention to what other people around you are saying or what they might need or want. And so it's but I do really think that that's going to pay off for you. Now, the last week of September, we've got the Seven of Wands and the High Priestess card. So I'm just going to turn them upright so we can really go into them. I think that at the end of September, and this is going to be the week where the sun moves into your sign, I think you're going to need to have a little bit more time for yourself around that last week of September. So this is an interesting thing because these cards came up reversed. Sometimes reversals to me indicate the inner realm and almost shamanic energies, or energies that have a magical component, or synchronicity, for example, things that are unexplainable, things that we don't have control over, but that are just, pretty impressive. The last week of September, as the sun sails into your sign, I think you're going to need a little bit of time to just yourself, whether that means reading, having some time, maybe, I don't know, if you can do an hour a day where you just get to read a fiction book or read a spiritual book. Maybe you're reading the Bible or, some other sacred text. I think that you just need some time that is solidly yours, especially as the sun moves into your sign, because you're going to be setting the tone for the next year. Libra, you're going to be setting the tone for the next year of your life. Even if you're a Libra rising or a Libra moon, I think that you're still kind of on some energetic levels. You are setting the tone for the next year. So it's important for you to have some time for yourself every single day, whether that is, 30 minutes or an hour, whatever you can manage. I think it's super important. And I feel like it's worth fighting for when I look at the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands feels like it's guarding the High Priestess energy here. So it's saying like it's your job to guard your time wisely. That might mean not going on social media. It might mean that you have to cut back on checking Instagram, right? Because if you were to calculate all the time that you spend on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, as much as YouTube is a great platform, I gotta say, as much time as you're spending on these platforms, that time could maybe potentially be more fruitfully spent on something that is more internally validating and internally satisfying for you. So just keep that in mind and prepare for that, because I think that's going to be a big thing for you in the last week of September, is just having more time to yourself. Wow. And then now I'm kind of laughing because I just picked up your Surrender Oracle card. And remember I said like you paying attention to like what other people are saying and kind of putting your ego aside? You got surrender your ego. That's so funny. And I know that's not like coming from just me, because I feel like I've known Libras and that's never been like something that I felt like I needed to tell like any of my Libra friends, like, oh, you should probably watch your ego. You guys are like the least ones that I feel ever hear that message. But we all do. It's true. Our conscious self has limits in terms of what it can perceive, and that is true of you, it's true of everyone. And sometimes we do need to just surrender our conscious attitude about something and just trust in the divine, go a little bit higher, and maybe even sometimes forget a little bit about ourselves. I think we talk so much about self-love, but sometimes the most self-loving thing that you can do is just forget yourself. Honestly, it's just not think about yourself, because in that attitude, that perspective shift, it feels better. It feels better to not just think about yourself all the time. So I think that, this is an important message. It says, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Wow. I couldn't have said it better. And I say a lot of words. Your Sacred Destiny Oracle card is transformation. So gorgeous. You really are going through a major transformation in all of this. And I do think it's overarching. It's much bigger than just this month. But yeah, I think this is a really peaceful transformation for you. So your Bob Ross message is, you have unlimited power here. You can do that. You can do anything on this canvas. Anything. You can do anything on this canvas. Anything. I think it's really sweet. I feel like part of this message is really recognizing that the yin aspects of life also have tremendous creative ability as well. Like you have an idea of how you want to do something, but the universe has an easier plan. So I hope this has been helpful for you, Libra. I hope that these messages give you something useful to think about over the course of the month. Take care of yourselves. If you'd like to say thank you, I will put the information to donate to support my channel. And if you'd like to support this channel in other ways, you can always give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe, and you can leave a comment letting me know your thoughts, or you can just leave me a little flower emoji below. I would absolutely love to get some flowers from you guys, and it always is super helpful to my channel, and it just brings me joy to know that you guys are still with me all the way to the end of my readings. So take care of yourself, Libra. I'm sending you tons of love, and I will talk to you next time.